My name is Trisha Takanawa, and now with more serious news, a special report on coral reef. Among the most valuable ecosystem on Earth, coral reef provide humans with billions of dollars in economic and environmental services such as food, protection for coast, tourism, and medicine. Yet, beside their importance, ecosystems still face serious threats, mainly from impact of climate change, unsustainable fishing, and land-based pollution. Together, these and other threats are destroying corals faster than they can adapt for survival. With us today are Jeff Gorin interviewing by Mish Michaels.
Hi, I'm Mish Michaels, here with Jeff Cohen, a coral expert, and he's going to answer a couple questions for us today. How you doing there, Jeff?
I'm pretty good. How are you, Mish?
Awesome. Now, for our viewers today, can you tell us what exactly coral is?
First of all, coral is an animal. It belongs to the phylum Cnidaria and class Anthozoa. It's in the phylum Cnidaria because it shares some of the same characteristics as other animals in there, and which some of those characteristics include having a nerve net, having radial symmetry, and stinging tentacles. Coral shares the class Anthozoa with sea anemones because they have many of the similar life activities such as digestion, ingestion, sensitivity, gas exchange, and reproduction.
Fantastic. So what are coral reefs?
Coral reef is just an type of ecosystem made up by a bunch of coral colonies, and each coral colony is made up of many, many coral polyps. All the polyps in one coral are connected to one another from a thin membrane, and that membrane connects all of their digestive tracts, which allows them to share nutrients, making them one organism. There are two types of corals. There's soft coral and hard coral. When most people think of coral reefs, they think of the big structures of the stony coral, and which is made out of limestone.
Like this right here?
Like that. And the soft coral is made up of a fibrous protein, which gives them more flexibility. The base of most coral reefs is the limestone from dead corals, which is where the new generation of living coral grows. The vibrant colors that you picture are from the zooxanthellae, which is a type of algae that grows and lives inside of each coral polyp. The algae and the coral have a symbiotic relationship. It means that they benefit from each other. The zooxanthellae gives the coral oxygen and energy from its photosynthesis, and the coral provides zooxanthellae with a safe place to live. That's also why coral reefs thrive in warm, clear, shallow waters, because the zooxanthellae is a plant, and that's why the sunlight can penetrate deeper into the water, which helps with photosynthesis.
So what are some natural threats to coral reefs?
Corals usually die when the zooxanthellae within it dies or moves away. The algae can die from dirty water, which blocks out the sun and causes it to die. And the death of coral is called bleaching because when it dies, it turns white. And that's when all of the algae, which gives it the color, is dead or gone. And that just leaves the limestone shell, which is like this, white. Not really white, off-white. But some other natural causes of coral death is from really strong storms. Like if you had a hurricane with really strong winds or something like, not winds, waves, something like that, it can knock down the elaborate coral structures.
And what would be some human threats that are causing corals to die?
Innumerable. Global warming, first of all, has raised the temperature of the ocean, and that causes harmful algae to grow on top of the good algae, and that means it takes the sunlight. It's a sunlight hog from the good algae, and this bad algae is usually eaten by fish that live in the ecosystem. But overfishing is another cause. It's depleted the fish population. And the ways that humans collect reef fish is also a big threat to the coral itself. Some fishermen put dynamite in the reefs and blow it up and then take out the stunned fish. Yeah, it's kind of sad. And other fish pour cyanide, which is basically pure poison, onto the corals, which completely kills the coral, 100%. And it also poisons the fish, which even kills 90% of the fish. And then after a little bit, they'll dive into the water and rip open the coral with crowbars, and then take out the fish when they're still too sick to run away or swim away.
And what would be some things that everybody, could do to help with the coral conservation?
There are a lot of ways that people can actually help. Cracking down on pollution, first of all, in both the air and the ocean, it'll reduce the amount of greenhouse gas effects that happen. And greenhouse gases and global warming, that's where I was. Educating people about the role and importance of coral reefs also will help because it'll make people more aware of the dilemma. Pressuring the government to help is also effective. The government has the power to protect marine areas and set new fishing laws, which will do wonders for the marine ecosystem. And businesses can even aid in protecting reefs by refusing to buy fish that were caught by the dangerous destroying of the coral reefs themselves.
Well, thank you so much for coming here with us.
No problem. It is my pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in. Back to you, Tricia.
We believe that people should be more protective and supportive of one of the world's most unique ecosystem. Good night, Linfield, and stay classy.
I'm going home.